Happy Saturday, friend. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me in my kitchen today. I'm going to be making some gluten-free cinnamon rolls, and I want to bring you along while I do these. I've made these one other time and they came together super easily, and I hope we have the same experience today with them. In the description below, I will link where I got the recipe from. There are a Copycat Cinnabon recipe is what it says. I'm not sure. I haven't had Cinnabon in probably 15 plus years, so I wouldn't know if they were the same, but I have to say they were pretty good. So I've already pulled out most of our ingredients, and let's get started on making the dough. Then we'll make some filling and get them in the oven. As I'm getting started here, I forgot to mention that all the kids are up and about and playing games this morning and watching TV, so I apologize in advance for all the background noise, but this is life in a small house with 7 kids. There's no quiet space to go to, so I hope you can listen beyond that and enjoy seeing these cinnamon rolls coming together. Okay, I've got the recipe on my phone, and the first thing we do is add white sugar. It says I can add it to the stand mixer, but I'm just going to use a bowl and pour warm milk over it. So we are using a half a cup of white sugar. I put my fine mesh strainer here because I got this sugar at the bulk food store yesterday and it seems really clumpy. So just a half a cup. See, there are big clumps in there. There we go. Half a cup of sugar. And over that, I'm going to pour a cup of warm milk. I already warmed this up, and it's been sitting and cooling back down. So I'm going to pour that. And I forgot. So I just stopped what I was doing with the cinnamon rolls because I just remembered that I have beef bones in the fridge that I want to roast and get in either my Instapot or the crock pot to turn into beef broth. So I stopped to preheat the oven to 425. When that gets up to temperature, then I'll stop what I'm doing and hop over there and get those bones in the oven. All right, but back to this. Okay, so I've got my sugar and milk. I'm stirring this until the sugar is melted in the milk. Alright, now to this, it says to sprinkle the yeast over and set aside until bubbly and frothy. So I'm gonna do just that. Sprinkle the yeast. And this is the equivalent of 1 packet of active dry yeast. And I'm gonna set that aside. And we'll come back in 5 minutes. While we are waiting for our yeast to get all bubbly, I have a special request from a kid for a toad in the hole. So I'm gonna throw that together real quick here. Apparently I'm also gonna throw knives. Alright, so I just put some butter in this small cast iron skillet. Using a biscuit cutter to cut a hole. Get this buttery on both sides. These are the parts that this kiddo loves the best, are the cutout holes. And I just put one egg in here. He doesn't like fried eggs, so we'll scramble them up. This is just 1 egg, half inside each. These are also, I think, called birds in a nest. I don't know. My mom always called them toad in the hole, and that's what the boys like. So. I'm rushing it because I have other things I want to go do. I'm not ready yet. Put this away. I have lots of things I want to do in this kitchen today. I started my morning by cleaning the kitchen, and so I'm trying really, really hard to keep it as clean as I can as I go. My stove needs to be replaced. I have to watch the flames because low doesn't always mean low. Sometimes it means high. And my oven door doesn't close all the way. You know, things we do. It's like watching paint dry. I just peeked in at our yeast and milk. What else was in there? Sugar. And it didn't seem to be doing anything. So even though the recipe didn't say it, I went ahead and stirred it around because I felt like the yeast wasn't like getting into the milk sugar. So I know he's gonna want pancake sauce to dip this in. So I'll go ahead and put some of that in the bowl. This is not maple syrup. It's pancake sauce. And last year we made homemade, well, not we, but at my parents' house, they tapped some trees and all the boys helped and pitched in, and we tried our hand at making maple syrup for the first time. And that was not maple syrup or pancake juice or pancake sauce, it was tree juice. And there we go. A couple toed in the hole for a little guy who was hungry this morning. Now let's go check on our cinnamon roll stuff. All right, so I'm back. I served my toad in the holes and the oven preheated while I was doing that. So I went ahead and got the bones in the oven and the timer set for those. So to our yeast and sugar and milk, we add melted butter. And this is melted and then cooled. You're not supposed to put hot in there. So let's see, add that. And then 2 whisked eggs. So I have 2 firm fresh eggs. I washed them off because it's mud season and they were a little muddy, but they've been sitting out. I love using room temperature eggs, so I don't wash my eggs till I'm ready to use them so that they can just live on the shelf. And then we're supposed to whisk these, so we'll just beat these up. Hey, look, you're seeing me scramble eggs twice one day. Alright, we'll add our eggs, and we need apple cider vinegar. And how much of this do we add? Just a teaspoon.
What is it white?
And it's dripping down the side. I can't do anything without making a mess. There. Alright, we'll go ahead and stir these all together. Alright, next comes, the egg doesn't want to incorporate. Probably why they say use a stand mixer. I don't have a dough hook for mine, and I feel like my bowl is really small, so plus that's another thing to clean when I get done. Alright, so I'm going to add my gluten-free flour, which I did not pull out. Now this flour, this is Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1, and I know that it contains xanthan gum, which the recipe says if yours doesn't, to go ahead and add some, but I don't need to because it's already in here. So I'm gonna, so we're gonna use this. I'm gonna do this again. 3.5 cups. There's 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we want our 3.5 cups of Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 gluten-free flour.
Don't worry about what
We
the
are
fruit looks like.
also adding
It looks
our
disgusting.
baking powder and salt. So baking powder
Yes, they do.
is
There's a
2
kid on your back.
teaspoons.
Every Copycat. Oh, they're upstairs. Oh, I am? Where are you then? Oh, you're over there.
And just a 1/4 teaspoon of
What's that?
salt. Alright, and let's just get these whisked through. I'm making gluten-free because I'm gluten-free. When our middleest son was baby, he had horrible stomach issues and I was nursing him. And, you know, as a nursing mom, you do all the elimination things trying to figure out what in the world is causing his tummy troubles. With my oldest, he had the same thing, but his was caffeine. He couldn't handle caffeine and chicken. So the whole time I was nursing him, I didn't have caffeine. Gave up coffee and chicken. So anyways, I was saying that, you know, with our middle guy, it wasn't the coffee, it wasn't the chicken, it wasn't dairy. And it was suggested that I go ahead and try eliminating gluten, and that was not something I really wanted to do. But I did it, and honest to goodness, within 24 hours, he was like a different baby. It was crazy how quickly he got better. But in the meantime, I realized I felt better. Complaints and ailments that I had had for years were gone. And so I started to look into it some more, and I realized that I had a problem with gluten. That guy just turned 10 this year, so I've been gluten-free for 10 years. At the beginning of this year, he decided he had been gluten-free since then, and had, as a little guy, had snuck some gluten stuff and suffered the consequences of it. But at the beginning of this year, he really wanted to try and see if he could eat gluten. And so since January 1st of this year, he's been eating gluten with 0 issues. And I'm so happy for him. And I'm jealous myself. I've tried. I just tried last weekend, and it was not good. So let's see. So if I was using my stand mixer with a dough hook, this would be in there. Let's see. Till it's soft. It should not feel dry, but a bit sticky. Yeah. C note to mix my hand. Maybe I should have read that before I started mixing it. Turn out onto a lightly floured surface and knead by hand for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, that's just to help incorporate, because you're not working gluten like you would in a normal kneading situation. So let me grab boards. If you've never worked with gluten-free stuff, it is nothing like working with regular baking. Nothing. Some flour on here. And let's see, I should have got my dough scraper.
Take your car.
Alright.
Yeah.
1 to 2 minutes just to incorporate everything. It's like playing with Play-Doh. Only for grown-ups.
Oh yeah, I'm in the secret room.
Alright. Now it says to lightly oil a mixing bowl. I'm going to use the same one. And put the dough into the bowl. Cover and place in a warm spot. Let it rise 1 hour. It doesn't really rise, but it gets a little bit puffier. It doesn't rise like regular dough. So warm spot over on my stove where I've got the oven on. Alright, so now I'm going to clean up a little bit and then make the filling while we wait our 1 hour. Okay, we're all done cleaning up, and now I've got all the ingredients out for making the cinnamon roll filling. So let's make that while our dough is rising. Alright, so we're going to use 6 tablespoons of butter, softened or melted. No, softened. Oh, unsalted butter, softened or margarine. That's what it says. I use butter and it's salted. That's what I have.
Oh yeah!
So 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. This one's gonna be trickier. Because I tried to make my own cinnamon powder and it didn't go as planned yesterday. So let's strain this. And hopefully I get 3 tablespoons. Smells tasty. I need to get a spice grinder. I did this in my blender. So let's see. How much should we got? I don't really think we got enough. Yeah. Well, alright, so we've got our butter. We have our cinnamon. Now we need a half cup of brown sugar. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to fit in there.
No! So go to that blue house over there. Get your house.
Again, sorry about all the kid noises. This is my life. Oops. Oh well. A little extra brown sugar never hurt anybody.
Go to the front and spray some, I think. No, no. It's my house.
There we go.
Hey!
All the kids are in the pool. Now we gotta mix them up. Says use fork. Mix it up. So that's what we're doing. Mix it up. And there's our filling. So as soon as that dough is ready and we spread it, we'll spread this on the dough. All right, friends, our timer went off. It's been an hour that our dough's been resting and rising, and I'm gonna show that to you here in just a second. I've been busy during this hour. The bones came out of the oven and they're now in the Instapot with water and some veggie scraps turning into beef broth. I cooked up 3 pounds of ground beef and added taco seasoning that I mixed yesterday. That's for dinner tomorrow. On Sundays, we go to my parents' house for dinner, and tomorrow we're having a taco bar. So one of the things I'm bringing is taco meat. So I got it made today, and I'll just warm it up tomorrow and push the easy button for tomorrow. Let's see, what else? I made myself some food, and I ate it. You can see I'm busy. Sink's full of dishes again. So anyways, let's do this dough. Our oven is preheating to 350 while we do this. I sprayed the bottom of this baking dish. Here's our dough. See, it hasn't risen like you would expect a yeast dough, but there's no gluten in it to make it rise. So, all right. So you spread it on parchment paper, and we're gonna spread it out. It says to use a 12 by 18 sheet of parchment, but my parchment's already 15 inches wide. So that's just the way it is. And I just guessed at the length. I guess I could have measured by this. Yeah, I did a pretty good job. Because you use that to measure it, how far to spread the dough. You gotta leave an edge. So you would never do this with regular dough. It's more like cookie batter or something. Spread and press, spread and press. I should have done another sheet over top of this. Use that to spread it. I want to make it as even, like in thickness as possible. All right, now we're gonna spread our filling. Evenly spread the filling on the rectangle, leaving a 1/4 inch bare at 1 inch. Oh boy, made this too long ago. We don't lift them out. Now we're going to cut this into 12 pieces. The most unnerving part. Trying to get them into 12 equal pieces. I'm going to go in the middle. Let's go back together. So there you go. And we're going to put these in. I might have made 13. We'll see. I did cut too many, but that's okay. I got room. There's not a lot of filling in there, but we went through a lot of work to make this dough. Dough with icing will still taste good. And I don't want to throw these away either. So I won't bake the ends because I'm just that stubborn. So there we have it. Now these are going to go in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, and then we'll make a yummy icing to go on top. Okay, cinnamon rolls are in the oven. My battery is dying. I'm gonna get a new battery, and then we're gonna come back and we're going to clean up the kitchen a little bit. Got some water on to boil to make some macaroni and cheese for the kids for lunch. And while that's happening, I'm gonna do dishes again. Making more food. Making boxed mac and cheese. If you wonder how many boxes it takes to feed 7 boys, more than this. But this is all I've got left. Alright, they just came out of the oven. Now, the recipe said that they will not rise like normal cinnamon rolls, but that they will fill in a little bit and they'll start to get a little brown. And I don't know if you can see it, but they are starting to get a little brown around the edges. But it says do not overbake. So these are well set. So they are done. And now they need cream cheese frosting, which we're gonna make next. Okay, so I'm trying to pull out the ingredients for the cream cheese frosting for these cinnamon rolls, and I cannot find powdered sugar anywhere. I swear I just saw some the other day. I can't find it anywhere. So I must not have it. I must have something else that thought it was a bag of powdered sugar. So, thankfully, all hope is not lost. I can make powdered sugar, and I'm gonna make some and make sure I have plenty of it. So I'm gonna make enough for this and some to put in a jar to put in the cabinet, so I have it next time. So all you need for that is sugar and a blender. So I lost your long legs, you got short legs now, and you're gonna be on the counter. So hopefully this angle works. So I'm just gonna, one no secret, I've never done this before. I watch lots of videos of people on YouTube doing it, but I have never done it. So here's to hoping it turns out. If not, you may not ever see it.
Daddy's on.
Fabulous.
I can't do that.
Yeah, so you can do both. You can do mine.
Yeah,
His is
ball.
short.
Alright. I don't know. That looks good. I guess.
That's a good idea.
So let's, I don't know what speed. Alright, let's check it.
See what we can find.
Look like I'm doing some sort of science experiment. Well,
Why are you making that?
this is powdered. Let's see how much of it's powdered. All right, now we're gonna check it and see if it's all powdered. The top is, the bottom feels like it. My blades are hot. Can you see how that built up on the blade? And it's hard. All right. I think we were successful. We did it. Awesome. Okay, clean up from this and then we'll make the frosting. Okay, you guys got your long legs back, so you get a better view. And now we are going to make the cream cheese icing for these cinnamon rolls. It feels like it's been a long process. I don't feel like it was this difficult before. But I also did it early in the morning before kids were up, before I had to do all the things. So here we go. In my bowl, I've got a stick of butter and a stick of cream cheese that have been out softening. This would have been much easier in the stand mixer, but I did not want to dirty another thing. Use this, scrape down my sides. Yeah. So the recipe actually called for 6 ounces of butter and 6 ounces of cream cheese, but because we got those other 3, those extra 3, I went ahead and did the whole stick, and I'll do a little extra. Oh, I forgot to grab the vanilla. I am going to add two cups plus a little extra. This isn't super powdery sugar, but I guess it is. Never made homemade, so I don't know what it's supposed to be like. 1 teaspoon-ish. This is my favorite vanilla that I've ever bought, and they don't carry it at the bulk store where I bought it before. They have the same brand, but it doesn't contain the whole. I'm gonna have to break down, make my own vanilla. A little bit of salt. Now, my cream cheese and butter were really smooth. There weren't any lumps in there, so. Look at this.
What is that for?
This is the frosting to go on the cinnamon roll. All right, this looks amazing. Well, let's go ahead and scrape down our beaters. We don't want to lose any of this yummy goodness. Look at that. So, all right. Now we ice. Woohoo! All right, friends, here we have one plated up, and I'm gonna give it a taste test. I love the middle. Middle's my favorite. Soft and squishy, and you get that good cream cheese frosting. That is so good. Well, thank you for hanging out with me today. Well, I made gluten-free homemade cinnamon rolls. I will link the recipe that I loosely used in the description box below. Thanks for hanging out with me today, keeping me company today. Well, I have been busy in the kitchen. Hope you'll come hang out with me again soon. Bye for now.